I have a question. Go ahead, and then I'll have my question.
So I just wanted to make an observation from the beginning to the end. You sort of closed out with the idea of electricity as a civilizing force. And we opened the evening with the land acknowledgement about the Lenape-Hoking. And so Philadelphia is a smart city. There's a lot of sensor networks, and we're sort of at this threshold moving into this fourth industrial revolution, which, AI and big data, and a lot of it is sort of invisible to us, but it's going to be affecting us in ways, when you talked about the soldiers all jumping at once. And I'm wondering if we've made, especially because Price being a mathematician, this idea of imposing an electrically modified logic layer on society, and some of the theology, right? Are we sort of substituting a natural God with a machine God? And I don't know, have we made the connections to pulling it forward? Not just for Philadelphia, but I know the UK has many smart cities.
I address many of these questions in this very book, available, or at least I sincerely hope so, in all good bookstores. No, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, there are very interesting things going on now in terms of how new kinds of futures are being imagined and planned and put together. And I think that as that happens, we need to be very wary of who we give power over those futures to, what kind of people we think make those futures. It should be relatively obvious, the sorts of people that I'm talking about. I've banged on at great lengths about those sorts of issues elsewhere.
Brief comment in my role as a recovering statistician, and then ask a question. And as a former statistician, I would note that one of the Reverend Price's great accomplishments was to write up something that an acquaintance of his, the Reverend Bayes, had developed, something called Bayes' theorem. And unlike electricity, I don't believe it caught on at the time. But within the last 25 or 30 years, Bayes' theorem, for which Price, I think, gets precious little credit for having actually produced it. We talked before about, who gets the credit for writing stuff up. Price didn't get it. But that is really the foundation of modern statistical theory and practice. And that was also an amazing contribution of Dr. Price. But